You're watching Conversations 4.0 Part 2.
There are a lot of my subscribers, and probably yours too, who cannot get their friends and family to listen to this information, and so those people cannot be helped. Before we part ways, is there any message you would leave folks, any words of wisdom that you want to impart that the subscribers can share if they want to share this video with folks? Is there any words of wisdom you can... How would you shake people to wake them up?
Well, I'm not sure about waking them up. They're going to wake up themselves. Actually, I've heard from a few people just within the last 24 hours of they're picking up on rumors and talking to me and saying, "Gee, the things you've been saying, they're all true, aren't they?" And I said, "Yeah." I've done nothing. I'm not prepared. I've not done anything. I say, "Okay, well, you probably have about 2 days worth of groceries in your refrigerator." Yeah. You probably have not filled up, or you're running about maybe a quarter tank of gas in your car. Yeah. I say, okay, if a market is open right now, go buy all the food you can, number one. Number two, go to the gas station, fill up your car, any extra gas cans you have, fill up with gas. Go to, hopefully your ATM machine is working or bank is open, and get some cash. And heaven forbid that conditions get to it where you might need it. But if you don't own a gun, unless you have a moral problem with owning guns, if a gun store is open, go buy one. And if nothing else, go buy a Remington 870, and I specifically say that. The Remington 870 is a shotgun, and it's one of the few guns that just the average person can buy and use it with no training. I've told many people that a gun in the hands of somebody with no training is more dangerous than not having a gun at all. So buy a Remington 870 shotgun, because all you do is put the shells in and point it and pull the trigger.
Yeah, and this isn't Chicken Little stuff here, Gary. You're saying that because what we're talking about is the potential collapse of the dollar and a societal meltdown.
They pretty much work together. If you look back at other countries, in fact, I've done that, and I've yet to find an example of a country where there was complete economic turmoil and the economy shut down, that there wasn't at least some violence and, just all the things to go with it, either to a great extent or to a limited extent, but still some. So I've been telling people, if you want to draw cash out of the bank, that paper you draw out may be not worth much coming up, but at least you'll have it in your hands. Mm-hmm. Maybe go turn it into various things. I've told people you might even, if you go to a large bank, walk in, see how many nickels they have. And that sounds crazy. Well,
no, you're absolutely right. That's brilliant.
A nickel is worth 6 cents in metal. That is 75% copper, 25% nickel, and that adds up to 6.2 cents, the base metal price.
No, I think that's very good advice, Gary, and I would tell people, too, that pre-1983 pennies are made of copper, and each one is worth almost 3 cents in terms of metal value. I just want people to understand this, Gary, too, that what is happening now around the globe is a direct result of QE2. It's a result of the insane policies of this Federal Reserve, and I think that we all know that the Federal Reserve isn't confused. They're not ignorant. They're not making mistakes. This is all being done on purpose. QE2 has been compared to a shot of heroin for a junkie.
There was a YouTube that came out, and I wish I could tell you who it was by. You'll have to search for it. That listed websites of about a dozen newspapers from all over the world, Japan, China, England, Germany, so forth, of higher-ups, like heads of government making major warnings. The one from Brazil, if you read that, it sounded like a declaration of war.
China is upset. Asian states are upset.
They're
Brazil is upset.
And none of that is showing up in the U.S. media. But if you go to foreign media, it is all over. And so if you go to Google News and start looking at if you go to Google News and put in currency wars, just put in those two words, currency wars or currency war, you'll find dozens and dozens and dozens of newspapers with major interviews with people, with presidents of countries, chancellors, prime ministers, so forth, that are making some really nasty comments, and just saying this. Basically, the United States is declaring economic war, not only on us but on the world if they go through with this. And we're not going to take it sitting down. We're going to respond in kind.
Well, this isn't the boy who cried wolf. I think the reason for this sort of emergency broadcast, Gary, is so that we can try one last time to try to warn as many people as we can to take action, to stand up, to make a decision, to take action, because we don't know how much time there is left to get your money out of the bank to go buy food or to try to buy silver.
Time to do something. Well, think seriously about bartering. I have my own barter stock, which I don't think I think it's okay to say on YouTube, but instead of buying tons of canned goods, which I have friends that do that to have a barter stock, I bought up cases of airline bottle vodka bottles, which are extremely thick and very, very barterable, and very inexpensive. Luksusowa, which is a Polish vodka, it's very inexpensive, and I have that. And also for people that don't want to use liquor, you also can buy honey. I also have a large stock of honey.
Yeah, I think that's
honey will last 20 to 2,000 years. There's actually been honey found in tombs that they're 2,000 years old. It's still good. So for my barter material, I have a cases of vodka that's stacked to the ceiling, and then I have shelves of honey, and that's what I have set aside for vodka, including my 6 months worth of provisions of all the food and everything that we would need to live to not leave the house for 6 months. But to do those basic things that we just talked about of getting cash and putting gas in your car and so on and so forth, if tomorrow you go get some barter material, think of something that everybody's going to want, that go off and buy it.
Right. Well, I think that's well said, Gary. And I think that anybody that would take action here in the very, very near future, today, tomorrow, possibly the next day, it's not too late to take action. But I think what you're saying is that in the foreseeable future, it is going to be too late. There will be a time at which you have waited too long.
I keep hearing that next Sunday will be the day that a bank holiday is declared, and it's all going to be based on the price of silver. Whatever silver finishes at on Friday, if it finishes at $80 an ounce, they're going to be crossing their fingers but not going to do anything. If it closes at $200 an ounce, Monday morning you'll be seeing signs up on windows of banks all across the country, bank holiday.
Okay, Gary, well, we're running out of time here. Do you want to give a shout-out to your channel here before we go?
Oh, thank you very much. It's real simple. It's W0TM, which Whiskey Zero Tango Mike, which you say, what the heck is that? Well, that's my amateur radio call letters.
Great.
And I've got information on there about silver.
Well, we know you're very gracious about answering people's questions and returning emails. So the people that check out your channel, Gary, I'm sure they may have some. I'm sure people have a lot of questions for you. So I want to thank you.
Always happy to answer comments. Get on to any of my sites or any of my YouTubes, and you'll get an answer back.
Okay, Gary. Well, always a pleasure to talk with you, and thanks for taking the time.
Well, I enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll talk again soon.
Take care.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
This concludes Conversations 4.0. Thanks for watching.